Hey guys, it's Adrian. Today we are going to be playing through the tutorial for Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015. I've been talking to some of my friends who subscribe to my stream. Like I said, some of them don't play Magic, and they told me I'm not really doing a good job explaining what's going on. So I thought I would go back here to the basics and play the game for you so that you can watch without having to actually learn by playing yourself. But the best way to learn Magic is by playing. But it looks like to become a planeswalker in this game, I'm going to have to go on a couple quests, I assume by this title. The first quest, the basics. Playing lands, summoning creatures, and combat. Doesn't sound too hard. You are a planeswalker. Planeswalkers draw mana from lands they visited and use that energy to summon creatures to defeat their rivals. In the Magic game, you'll use your creatures to attack your opponent or to block an attack. So I get to be a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Welcome to Magic. You and your opponents take on the role of planeswalkers, powerful sorcerers who can magically travel between planes of existence. That sounds pretty cool. Where do I sign up? To win, you must defeat your opponents by bringing their life total down to 0. From 20? To do this, you will use a variety of tools represented in the game as a deck of cards. All players have their own decks to play with. Your shuffled deck becomes your library for the game. With me so far? At the beginning of the game, each player draws 7 cards. To take a closer look at your cards, use the mouse wheel to zoom in. Occasionally, this will tell me how to do things on the computer. In real life, you just hold up the card to your face, and it looks like this. As you can see, Magic cards have many symbols and words. Well, I guess most things with writing on them do. Symbols are words. We'll explain what they mean as this game continues. Use the mouse wheel to zoom out. To begin playing Magic, you must complete a series of quests. Each quest will be related to one of the 5 colors of Magic. So we have white, red, black, green, and blue. So we must be on green, which looks like a tree or a piece of broccoli. For the first quest, you're playing a green deck. Green specialty is large, powerful creatures. Your opponent is Crimson Mage. Oh man, we are going to beat him. To cast spells or summon creatures, you're going to need resources. In Magic, the main resource, mana, comes from lands. Every turn, you must play a land, or you may, play a land from your hand. Once you have enough lands on the battlefield, you'll have the mana you need to cast spells, including summoning creatures. That sounds good. Play a land now. Alright, real life, you just put it right there on the table. So you don't have enough mana to cast any spells yet, we'll pass the turn to Crimson Mage. Alright, so this guy gets a shot at me. Crimson Mage will also play lands to build the resources he needs to cast spells. Alright. Now he will cast a spell. I'll pop in Circumstance for 1 spell. Crimson Mage has summoned a creature! Attacking with creatures like Crazed Goblin is the major way players defeat their opponents. On every creature card, the bottom corner displays its power and toughness. So let's look at this. Powers may have damage a creature deals in combat. Toughness is the amount of damage needed to destroy this creature. Every spell is a mana cost. Summoning Crazed Goblin costs Crimson Mage a single red mana. It is represented by this symbol, Fireball. He had to use, or tap, his lands to pay to cast this spell. Tap cards are turned sideways, and I guess are represented by this little U-turn symbol. Mana costs can be more complex than Crazed Goblins. For example, Rumbling Baloth's mana cost is 2 Forest Forest. Summoning this creature will cost 4 mana, and 2 of the mana must be green. That's good to know. When a player gains control of a creature, it cannot attack yet or do anything that requires tapping. This is called Summoning Sickness. These creatures will have a dizzy look to them. We can expect the Crazed Goblin to attack on Crimson Mage's next turn. And if you look up at the Crazed Goblin, you can see he has a purple whirlwind of some sort over him. I'm assuming that's the dizzy symbol. And now it's my turn. Now it's our turn. Let's summon Colonian Tusker. To cast this spell, play a second land and then choose Colonian Tusker. Alright, so play a land, I tap him, and I play a creature. This creature's power and toughness are 3/3. That's more than a match for Crazed Goblin. Colonian Tusker has Summoning Sickness, so won't be able to attack this turn. Let's pass the turn. Yes, let's. Now Crimson Mage will play a land and then attack us with the Crazed Goblin. Crazed Goblin's rules say it must attack each turn. Well, that's handy for us because we'll just block it and kill it. When a creature attacks, it taps and moves forward. In real life, this line doesn't come out of it. Unfortunate. Now you have a chance to respond with creatures you want to block with. If you happen to have a creature on the battlefield that will block very well. Crimson Mage's attacking creatures aren't blocked, you will take damage. Your Cloying Tusker can keep you safe. Creatures with Summoning Sickness can still block. Now block the Crazed Goblin. So let's do that. During the combat damage step, each creature deals damage equal to its power. Crazed Goblin will die, and the Clonian Tusker will survive. At the end of every turn, each creature heals. Any damage dealt to the creatures is removed. Oh, so my guy will go back up to 3 toughness. Even though he is currently at 2. Play another land now. This game is awfully demanding. Now it's our chance to attack Crimson Mage. So I tap like he did with his Goblin. My Clonian Tusker is not crazy though, unlike the Goblin. Because he doesn't have any creatures to block with, Crimson Mage will take 3 damage. Woohoo. We're winning now. You don't have any spells that you can cast for now, so let's pass the turn. Alright. What is this? It's a vampire. That also must attack each turn. Keep playing lands. Having lots of lands in play means you can cast even more powerful spells. Sounds good. Oh, and I can cast Rumbling Baloth. Who's this guy? Oh, not. Who's this guy? In the dim light beneath the vast trees of deep glade, Baloths prowl in search of prey. Their guttural calls are more felt than heard, but their attack scream carries for miles. Man, I would not want to run into those. Let's attack again. Save your Clonian Tusker into combat. Remember that you cannot attack with your Rumbling Baloth yet, as it has Summoning Sickness. So let's do that. It's important to know that in Magic, you can only decide that your creatures are attacking an opponent. You don't have control over which of your opponent's creatures will block. Alright, that's good to know. It's not like Hearthstone. Unless the card says otherwise, block creatures deal all damage to the creatures that block them. No damage is dealt to the defending player. Blocking with small creatures do not take any damage is sometimes a good strategy. Keyword on sometimes there. Alright, so he gets a turn, he plays a land, and he plays Bloodrock Cyclops, which also attacks each turn if able. I'm sensing a theme here with his deck. Oh, and look, my guys are also progressively getting bigger. This time, we're going to try something a little different. Instead of playing a land and casting a spell for combat, wait until after combat. Okay. Let's attack with both our guys. Crimson Mage has decided to not block with his Bloodrock Cyclops. He'll take 7 damage. Awesome! Some of the wording in this game. Alright, so we deal 7 damage. He's down at 10. Man, we're almost done. During the main phase after combat, go ahead and play your land. You'll be in great shape to win if you cast this creature next. A Centaur. Big Centaur. 3/7. Pretty big. Can block his Bloodrock Cyclops and survive, that's for sure. Crimson Mage will play a land and attack. This means he won't be able to block next turn. Yeah, his creatures must attack each turn. Oh, we'll hit him for 10. Oh man, this game has set me up for wins. Tutorial, more like free win. You should block his attack. Click Ferrispan Centaurs. So, we're going to block. Your creature will absorb the damage and survive while his dies. Now that's the part to remember. All you need to do now is just attack with everything. No. Well, I did it the hard way. And Quest 2 will spice up the battle with other kinds of spells. Interesting.